What's up everyone, I'm Kenosaurus Rex,
And I'm Groggysaur.
bringing you another video from the prehistoric.
Let's get into it. Latest patch, primary weapon changes. Let's see what we got. First up is auto rifles. Now, before the patch, they weren't that great.
Nah, not great at all.
They were kind of crap in the Crucible. As you can see here, your favorite Osiris regime with spinning up is doing
Spinning up.
kind of nothing to the head. 27.
Yeah, starts off with 26 to the head, goes off to 27, and then progressively increases
Yes.
as we go down.
Something we found out while doing this test is every single bullet increases in damage as the magazine decreases. So eventually, as you can see, you'll get a spinning up shot hitting 40
42.
plus damage.
Yeah, 42 for the last run in the magazine, and now we got the focus fire, 35 from the get-go.
Pretty simple stuff. I mean, your focus fire was generally your main Suros perk to go to pre-patch, but I mean, held up poorly to everything else. You know, your clever dragons, your
Yeah.
hand
I
cannons.
think auto rifles have not been competitive since year one, so but, you know, it's a good chance for the Saurus regime here. So we're gonna reach some pretty high numbers as we go towards the end.
Definitely. Now, the main question is, following the patch, is it able to keep up? We've got a 50 plus damage
Yeah.
at the end of the magazine. Let's have a look after the patch.
28, so that's a +1 on the spinning up.
+1! Wow.
Well, it can make differences on the time to kill.
So as you can see, the nut shots are doing very well, but the precision shots do have a little bit more damage, unfortunately.
29 from the 9th bullet in the mag.
What does that mean? It means the lower your mag, the better damage you'll do.
Yeah.
What do you think it means in terms of its availability in the Crucible right now? This +1 damage. Do you think it'll make a difference?
Well, the only way to test it out is to just take the gun in and see how you do. I was actually doing quite well with this gun the other day. I had a 2.2 KD with it. Yeah.
Very good. So as you can see here, we've got 30 plus, 37,
37 +2 from the standard 35.
which is a decent increase in damage. That may save you a few frames of time, which in high-end gameplay is generally the difference between dying and
Yeah,
living.
especially in 60 FPS games like this one, eh?
Which we're hoping this will be 60 FPS by Destiny 2, so you must start to get ready for it.
Yeah.
So with 2 rounds in the May, you'll see that it does quite a lot of damage. 57 and then
59!
59
Whoa!
damage. I mean, 4 shots of those and you're dead. But yeah, there's only 2 of them.
Alright, so now we're looking at the effect of high caliber rounds on pulse rifles before the patch. And this is the very low impact archetype. We're using the Clever Dragon. And with the no high caliber rounds here, we see that there's very slight vertical movement, pretty minuscule. And with the high caliber, it's quite noticeable that it's an increased amount of vertical kick upon precision shots. Let's look at the changes after the patch. No high caliber rounds. Okay, so it's a bit increased vertical recoil with no high caliber. And the real test would be to see the actual high caliber nerf to pulse rifles, which should be coming up. And very slight decrease in the extent of vertical recoil there. I honestly don't think that would be much of a change in the current sandbox.
Scout Rifle flinch before the patch. Let's have a look. So we're using our Boolean Gemini archetype, which is the one you'll see do 61 to the head.
Yes, in between the Mida and the Jade Rabbit archetype.
Yeah. So, as you know, Boolean Gemini has an intrinsic high caliber round. So as we see here, we have just a little bit of vertical recoil.
Bit of vertical jump there, yeah, from the vertical.
For our precision shots, which is a common occurrence among high caliber.
Yes. They wanted to fix this in the patch because they were not affecting scout rifles properly. And you will see the body is about the same, but to a less extent with more of the vertical recoil as we see.
So now we're showing a Treads Upon Stars, which is the same archetype as our Boolean Gemini, but this is without high caliber rounds. So, what do you think? A bit more side-to-side recoil, but generally you will see a tiny bit less than
Yeah, you can see a slight diagonal pull there with the no high caliber. But,
But now we can see our after patch, and now this is where the fun begins, where we start to compare minuscule differences. So, of course, there hasn't been too much of a change, but there is still a general noticeable jump in vertical recoil, which can be the difference in
yes.
your enemy getting a headshot on you or not. So body as well, staying around the vertical, which seems to get a decent jump. And our treads upon stars is...
Man, that's really jumpy.
It is quite jumpy without high caliber rounds.
It's like a rabbit.
Oh yeah. So generally you get to find that without high caliber rounds you'll notice a little bit more diagonal and side to side hits, but with high caliber rounds your enemy will be feeling vertical.
Okay, so now we'll be looking at the effects of high caliber rounds on hand cannons.
How dare you! Is the hand cannon we're
And-
looking at.
Yep.
With high caliber rounds as precisions.
Okay, didn't see much movement of the reticle there with high caliber rounds on and precision hits.
Almost no movement. You're far better to use anything. I mean, use Icarus, for God's sake. Just use something not high caliber rounds on hand cannons.
Even body shots, they're pulling it a bit slightly to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a common occurrence as we've seen with high caliber rounds.
Yeah. But now we're looking. Whoa!
What? No high caliber, more recoil? What's going on, Bungie?
See that pulling to the right?
Yeah. Basically, you're nerfing yourself if you're using high caliber rounds on a hand cannon. You know,
Even
before
with-
the patch.
Yes. With the body shots as well, we get side to side movement, but it seems that high caliber rounds is fully negating the impact of the hand cannon itself.
Correct.
You know?
Let's have a look after the patch. Same hand cannon, and using high caliber rounds to start with. Let's see what we get.
Moment of silence.
Oh. No high caliber, still quite a bit of jump as we saw before. That was precision shots.
Precision shots, no high caliber.
So as you can see, it is
Ooh.
quite hard to hit back with when you're getting shot by a hand cannon. But what we want to see is a jump in high caliber damage. Come on, we need to see this, and we need... Oh, there we go!
Okay.
Seems like it's a bit fixed.
It's the old switcheroo.
Oh yeah. Now you're not really nerfing yourself if you're using high caliber on a hand
Yeah.
cannon.
Yep.
Decent jumps.
Yep, that's
It
just-
will be hard to hit back. Pulse rifle fire rates before the patch. Let's get technical.
High impact in the Parthian shot type.
As you can see, this is before the patch, and this is firing as fast as we can on our trigger. It takes about 41 frames to shoot out 3 bursts, which is generally how many you need
Yes.
to kill someone.
And now we're looking at the Clever Dragon.
Dec- yeah,
Yeah.
decent amount, 25 frames.
frames,
This
yeah.
is before the patch. So slow fire rate got buffed to have a faster fire rate,
Yes, that's right.
and Clever Dragon got nerfed. So this is Parthian shot after the patch,
Yeah.
and as you can see, the number is
38. Yeah.
Quite a
Slower,
change.
I mean faster by 3 frames.
Yes. And that damage can be quite crucial. And now 31 for Clever Dragon, almost 6 frames increase.
6 frames slower.
Huge.
Alright, so now let's look at the major changes made to subclasses, starting off with...
Blade Dancer, what do we got?
Oh,
That's what it was before the patch. Your shield and health regenerates. After the patch?
after the patch.
What do we got? They did say that they just wanted your health to come back. And that's what
Okay,
happens.
Yep.
And all these following health regen mechanics were changed to only give you a bit of health. Not good, Bungie. This is not
big
what we
miss
wanted
up
to
there.
see. Now, what do we got next? Thunder Snipes. Oh, we have no words for that, and we don't need any words for that. After the patch, let's see how it's changed.
Yep.
Same distance,
For the record, we're using the number of tiles to count.
which was 8.5 tiles on Bannerfall. Good way to test it.
Yep. So you can see at 8.5 tiles, it doesn't manage to connect the strike.
Not at all.
Now he moves 2 steps closer, and boom.
Boom. So about a 1 to 2 tile change if we want to measure it like that, which is a, you know.
That was a shocking outcome.
Exotics changes. What do we got first?
Alright, so the first change we got is on the Raid Pulse Rifle, the Outbreak Prime.
Beautiful gun.
Yes, so they changed the corruption spreads perk on this, which basically, if you focus a lot of fire into a single target, it spawns a lot of nanites that attacks targets that are near it.
Yes, of course.
And this has been proccing on the War of Dawn for some strange reason, and they took this out, so this gun actually behaves the way it should now.
That's good. Less problems for Bubble Titans, I guess, which is
Yes.
not a bad thing.
Although I'm not quite sure if it actually affects the people inside the bowl or outside.
Young Wolf's Howl. Great sword. Great camo. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Now, Young Wolf's Howl generally allowed you to affect a wide group of area, create a damage
Very
over
nice,
time,
yeah.
stack on an enemy, but it costs 10 ammo,
10 ammo, and now it's down to 5.
in line
Per
with all the other
yeah.
exotic swords. So, as you'll be able to see here, it's extremely viable in a number of situations, whether that's on boss damage or even adds and clearing groups. So as you
Yep.
can see,
Oh, check out that sick animation, dude.
ooh, that's on fire! But yeah,
I just think it still looks a bit cooler than Razor Ladder.
I think
Huh?
so too. But the only other thing that comes close is, I don't know, for ads, Boltcaster, maybe Dark Drinker.
Yeah, Boltcaster PvP, but yeah, PvE, everything Dark Drinker.
I think we'll be able to see a lot more use of this weapon as it's only costing 5. I know I'll be using it more.
Oh yeah, for sure, mate. Okay, as you can see, I'm trying to round up all the thralls, get them all burnt up.
Burnt up. Now, here's an interesting thing. We come across a major, and I think you'll be quite surprised what happens. Dies in one hit.
Boom!
Yep.
Incinerated.
Now, that's some great level 12 damage right there.
That's right. Now we're looking at the Truth rocket launcher. Now the change they did to this was they reduced the magazine size from 3 to 1.
It was originally 2 in year 1, then it went to 3, and now it's...
Now it's on 1 for some strange reason.
So Truth was a menace in PvP.
Yes,
It's a
but
very powerful launcher.
mostly because of its high blast radius and proximity detonation, and 3 in the mag could hold.
As you can see now, all it does is give you a nuisance and create a big purple bubble. Well, that's not very good.
But yeah, this is the end result of the weapon.
Great. What's next? Shinobus.
Alright, Shinobu's Vow.
So the change here was less trackers.
Less trackers for the skip grenades when using Shinobu's Vow. Initially, before the patch, it was an extra tracker, doing more damage overall. But now it's been removed. But the aggressive tracking still remains on the Shinobu's Vow.
As well as the double grenade.
Yes, that's right.
So as you can see here, only 4 trackers come out, which is a welcome change. Not
It's
too bad.
more in line with the other exotics you can use, armor exotics.
Because basically, I mean, if you got someone throw 2 skip grenades at you, you're gone.
Yes. They're still quite competitive to come up against, though. I would
Definitely,
say.
definitely.
But yes, 4 skip grenades there with the Shinobus, and
Without Shinobus, I think we'll see something very interesting. Only 4 as well. Look at that.
yep, it's like confirmation there.
Absolute.
Alrighty.
Stormtrance changes. If you had Landfall active, I mean, that was just an extra AoE. Good
I
for
don't think
PvE.
anyone really used Landfall.
But what they wanted to change was the time in which you had with Landfall. So right now, we're going to test it with no Landfall. Let's see how long it lasts for. I don't know. Do you want to go maybe order a meal, come back, and then maybe start the time when Stormtrance finishes, because golly, it lasts for
Yeah.
long.
Alright, here we go. Ultimate power.
Ultimate electricity!
Now, as you can see, I'm holding down the trigger to this entire clip. There.
13 seconds and 26 frames.
Yeah.
So, let's see it.
That's
That's with Landfall now. Boom!
Oh.
Beautiful. Great animations, actually.
Yeah, Landfall was pretty sick.
So, ooh, this is the test. Is it going to be different? I think you'll
I'm
find
expecting some drastic changes.
drastic changes. Wow, 1 second.
1 second.
That's great.
Alright, so before we head out, we just wanted to let you know that the results that we presented in this video may or may not be 100% accurate, and the changes that we did not mention in this video was due to reasons such as they were too difficult to test or they were too minor to mention. But if you're interested in reading the full patch notes for yourself, there will be a link provided in the description box below, which will take you to Bungie website and you can read it from there.
And that brings us to the end of our video. I've been Groggy.
And I've been Keen.
Stay tuned for more meaty Destiny content.